All right, let's do this. So here we go. Welcome everybody to SOCOM-Talk. This is episode 7, I believe, a podcast where we talk about anything relating to SOCOM. I'm your host, TheYoungCapone. You can follow me on Twitter at TheYoungCapone1. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Runningman at RunningManOSK on Twitter. How you doing, Runningman?
Not much, not much. Just ready to get this final push going. And shout outs for Fry and everybody for joining us. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it.
All right, got my other co-host, Juvie at HellJuvie on Twitter. How you doing, Juvie?
Doing good, man. And send a shout out to Tyzilla, BigFry, and Celerity. Thanks for joining our podcast, our special guest.
And we got, of course, Celerity. He's become a permanent fix lately at S2Celerity on Twitter. How you doing, Celerity?
Good, man. Awesome. I'm glad to have to get me back in this podcast.
All right, and then we got, first of all, we got two of the Mount Rushmore heads here, SOCOM heads, I consider them. We got first Tyzilla83 at Tyzilla83 on Twitter. How's it going, Ty?
What's up, guys?
The crowd goes wild.
I wouldn't go that far. Thanks for having me on here, guys.
No problem. And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, BigFry at BigFryTV on Twitter. How you doing, BigFry?
What up? What up? Yo, thanks for having me, guys.
No problem. Okay, so big week, big day. It's a great time to be a SOCOMer right about now. So we're gonna talk about the letter. We're gonna talk about the servers, the community, and all that. But let's start off with the Paris Games Week. Did any of you guys get a chance to see that conference?
Yeah,
I've got. Okay, go ahead.
I knew that
he
was
was
gonna
talking.
Yeah.
happen. I watched it. I kept it muted while I was streaming, so I kind of caught some of the shit they showed. It was kind of bland for me from what I saw, but
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I was intrigued to hear all the little low claps when they were announcing all these games. All I hear is "Hey," and they were so excited, and all I hear is. So it was like, what the fuck?
A lot of that, I
Yeah.
think, had to do with. I could tell a lot of people were talking out their ass, like they were being paid to get on that stage and say shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it sort of did feel
Pushing
Are you-
VR, like virtual reality, for every game they're coming out.
Yeah.
Give me
Did
a
you see?
break.
Did you see the Street Fighter performance? The guy comes in and he puts him right on the spot, and he's like embarrassed, and he's like, ah ha ha ha, yeah, and kind of sloughs him off to the side. The guy that was wearing,
weird.
yeah, that was weird.
They were doing Tekken, or they were doing Street Fighter, and then they're like, oh, we're going to announce the new character, and then it ended up being the creator from Tekken was in the game of Street Fighter, or vice versa, and that's how they represented to bring the
Oh,
other one onto the
I
stage.
can't
and
wait.
That was the most awkward.
Can't wait to
moment
get
I've
that
seen.
game.
Did you catch that live out, Ty? Did you get to watch the event?
Did you say Ty? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
Yeah.
you.
Tyzilla.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it. I caught a snippet of the game Wild. Something
yeah.
about riding around on,
Oh,
on
yeah.
the back of a pig or something.
I seen.
Yeah.
I think it was a bear.
Was it a bear?
Yeah,
That's
he was on a bear. Yeah, it was like a shaman. He had to go rescue a girl from snake venom, and then
Yeah,
just-
yeah. It looked really good.
Yeah.
And then I've seen some of the Street Fighter footage. I'm an old school Street Fighter fan. The very first arcade I ever played was the original Street Fighter at a local grocery store down the road from my house. I'm all about some Street Fighter.
It looked decent. I'm not gonna lie. It looked okay, but you'll get bored of it.
Well, like Mortal Kombat, how many people can actually sit down and play Mortal Kombat for
I'm with
hours
you on
and
that
hours
one.
and hours?
I used to love it. Like you said, you went to the video game store or whatever, played it on the arcades. Yeah, I play those fighter games, but you eventually get bored and you put it away.
You do.
I put it away actually within the weeks that I got it, and I haven't experienced the DLC characters like Predator and stuff for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, which I think is
Jason.
so badass that they do that. They include Jason and the Predator, and I think that's pretty cool.
All right, so
Yeah,
hold on.
that's
So
cool.
one thing they did sort of emphasize is the VR, right? Yoshida
Mhm.
was up there. He was really
Oh my
presenting.
god,
Like, he was
there was like
really
an hour and a
pushing it.
half. Of
Yeah, you
VR.
can tell they really want this to be successful. How realistically, how successful is it gonna be? Do you guys think?
Okay, what they're doing, they're selling this as a separate console. It's not even a peripheral for PS4.
Oh,
So
really?
basically, they're separating the community right there. It's just cut right there. They're They're selling it as at console price, so it's going to be somewhere between $400 and $600. And they only have like 10 games coming out for it right now, and then they've announced like that's at launch, but they've announced like other games like a few racing games and that exclusive Until Dawn game that they did, the horror, that horror game that they did for PS4. They're bringing in an exclusive title for VR for that game as well.
Well, they're gonna have 10 plus games titles ready in 2016.
Yep.
They're doing the same kind of hype as they did with the PlayStation Move. Has anybody noticed that?
And the games are gonna suck ass. Like that's all it's gonna be. Is just a bunch of
Did you guys say
garbage.
$400 to $600 to start?
I heard $4.99.
Oh my god.
Yeah, $4.99 euros.
Yeah,
is
that's
what
what
it
I've heard.
priced, which is which is like $700. But of course, in like Europe and stuff like that, they price it the same price as the US, so they don't care about currency that way. But their games, like they'll sell a game for 60 US, but they'll still mark it up to $80 in Canada or whatever else. But anyways, did you see on virtual reality, like they were promoting that MLG esports game where you're in the robot suits and you're like
the
have to
football
like
game or whatever?
You have to like go through the middle of this thing. No, it's like a shooter type game,
it's like a Hawken type thing, but like robot, like mechs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were doing like an MLG announcement, like announcer type trailer for it, and I was cracking up the whole time. I'm like, this is not happening. I'm sorry, but this is not going to be happening.
So we won't get to see VR and esports, huh? You don't think so?
Quick throw in there. I was just trolling big time. Like, I don't even know if you call it trolling, but I was throwing up the word SOCOM into the chat. Oh, golly. Damn, you should have seen everybody's like, is SOCOM coming up? A couple people were like, what's SOCOM? And the other guy's like, stop, SOCOM's dead. Oh, man, it was fucking hilarious.
That was on the IGN chat, hey? I was watching it from the PlayStation, but everybody, like, the text was scrolling so fast I couldn't even make out some of the things they were saying, but basically everybody was just typing kappas and lolling at everything, and because it was just ridiculous, like, the amount of shit. I actually enjoyed the part where they did the Dreams play-by-play for that game. The person playing the game actually absolutely cracked me up.
Oh, yeah.
I just like the music.
Yeah.
The music was tight. That was about it.
Okay, what
the
about
games, I don't understand why they came out with those.
This Uncharted 4 multiplayer trailer. What do you guys think
Oh my
about that?
god.
Like, I personally haven't played the recent Uncharted, so I don't really know
Sir,
exactly.
Okay. They basically took stuff from Last of Us and shoved it into an Uncharted multiplayer, and then they put special magical powers so that you can cast those as well on your character. So basically you can revive fallen teammates, so you can cast magic powers and have like kill streak type things. And they just put a poll out on Twitter. I don't know, it was by someone popular in the Twitter community, asking, would you want to see a mini map on Uncharted 4? What? Like, do you want radar? They asked
on
if you
normal
radar.
or on online, like just
online multiplayer. If you wanted radar,
I totally agree what you said last time. That Uncharted, if it didn't have multiplayer, it would be nothing. Well, it'd probably eventually fade out to nothing. But would you guys claim that that's a system that first started on the PlayStation was Uncharted? Like, they're trying to keep that one around.
One of their main exclusives for PS3 that one
exactly
launched.
Okay.
Just like SOCOM launched for PS2.
But let's just ignore that.
Save that
Right.
for a little bit. I know everybody. We're just waiting until everybody gets up in here. We got a lot to talk about.
I mean, what other games caught your attention? I know that Detroit game got a lot of hype behind it.
Media Molecule does a lot of good shit like that, but I haven't personally played the other two games. I know it's more of a hit this button at this certain time to do this, and you go along in the story by choosing your actions, I believe.
Wait,
what about you, Big
Quantic
Fry?
Dream? You talking?
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
What do you think, Fry? Let's hear what you have to say.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing that did catch my attention was Detroit. Everything else is just like what the fuck ever. That Uncharted 4 multiplayer looked garbage. It started off good, and then all of a sudden this fucking tiki statue came up and started throwing shit. I was just like, what in the fuck just happened? And so I don't care about that.
And before that, even they did the like. I don't know what your take is on reviving downed allies or not, or if they should just be dead right off the bat when you
Right.
kill somebody.
See, usually if I care about a game, I write it down, but I don't even know any of the titles. Like, the only one I heard was, the Uncharted and Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah, it's not even 7. It's Sport, and
Not even 7.
people are complaining about that it's not even a sequel.
Another
Well,
race game.
they're
Just so we
complaining
know.
about that,
Zero-
but what about the complainers
Dawn?
of SOCOM?
Yeah,
Let me check that Zero. What's the name of it? Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon
Any
Zero
thoughts
Dawn.
on that, guys?
you mean the two FPS simulator?
Was it 2 FPS?
They were playing a live demo and it literally ran like ass.
Yeah.
But they're like, even at one time they trolled us where they went into dev mode and the whole game like froze, and they're like,
Oh,
did it crash? Trollolol, no, it's dev mode.
yeah.
And then they like go into detail about this one monster or whatever. But it's an interesting concept. It's just like the camera angle's good for the third person, but then when you go into like shooting your bow or whatever, you go into that
Over the
tacky,
shoulder, right?
over the shoulder bullshit
But
again.
again, a third-person shooter, good concept, no multiplayer.
There you go.
Like,
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no
Why
multiplayer.
wouldn't you put multiplayer?
That,
would be
that
so
game would
dope.
be like a Monster Hunter Online if you had multiplayer.
But no.
Tyzilla, what do you think? Let's hear what you got to think. Do you know
I
anything
mean,
about it?
I'm kind of like Fry. There was nothing that really popped. I think Uncharted. I think Uncharted's going to be legit. I mean, it's Uncharted. It's Naughty Dog. It's going to be a good game. The online looks like a fucking joke. All the other stuff, the VR stuff, I'm not really into. I've on Fry's podcast, we had a good session about that a few podcasts ago about VR and how I think it's kind of a gimmick. But it's one that I understand. Sony has to step out in front, and everyone else is doing the VR thing. Sony's got to do the same.
It's gonna crash and burn. That's all. I think.
Honestly,
It has, but you as a company, you can't let other people
the only
take
way
that format and not run with it. I mean, they got to do that as a business. They got to think of what could possibly. Oh my God! Someone.
I honestly.
Am I breathing again? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think they have to. Myself,
I'm not lying down though.
I think who's in competition in the console market for VR? Xbox isn't doing it.
Steam.
Steam, but that's
actually.
that's PC. That's a whole other monster. And there's no way that PlayStation can
But
compete
it's one
with the
that
Oculus Rift.
Sony doesn't have. The PlayStation. What else do they have? The PSP was garbage. The PSV was garbage. They don't have the handheld market.
So that's why I say stick to what makes you money. And that's
Exactly.
The PlayStation's garbage, right?
Though.
There's a fucking hashtag that says better PSN, right?
There is.
Focus on the shit that needs to be fixed and stop trying to compete with shit that you're never ever gonna trump. That's how.
But
I
here's
feel.
the thing. Here's the thing. We've talked about this before. Sony doesn't make money in the electronic market. They don't. Their main source of income is a goddamn insurance company in Japan.
But,
so they're trying to find, and that's a true story. Look it up. Forbes did a story on it 2-3 years ago. They don't make money on their electronics. You know why? Their electronics are usually garbage.
Yeah,
so
I'm not talking electronics. I'm talking PlayStation brand.
But the PlayStation is a part of the electronics market. It's a part of what the console is a part of the entertainment electronics market. And they have to, in their defense, they have to step out in front and make something work. They literally have people within their own company who don't want them even selling consoles.
I totally agree.
They got to find a way, and they haven't found it. And I agree with you that they should probably focus on the PlayStation 4 and on the
especially when you say that all their electronics fail, right?
Yeah.
All their electronics
but you don't,
are garbage.
just because you fail, you don't stop doing it. You don't completely stop. I mean, you find something that works. For them, think back how long they've been around in the electronics market. They've been around for fucking ever, for decades. And 1 out of every 6 things seems to work for them, whether it's the cassette tape player, whether it's the VCR, TVs. Whatever. TVs.
How long are they going to support PS Vita, though? How long are they going to support PS3? How long?
Well, look at the PS4. Guys,
why is the Move 2 even coming out?
Look at the PS4, though. How long it took them to make it like a real feel game. Like, there's nothing out there for the PS4 yet.
Now, hold on. You can't say that because their games they've had some legit titles. You could say the same thing about Xbox. Neither one of these consoles are pumping out, phenomenal exclusive. To us, what would solve the problem? Fix PSN, worry about the PlayStation, and give us fucking SOCOM.
Give us
That
relevant
would solve
titles.
our problem. But as a
Nobody
company,
wants it.
they have to. I don't know what's going on in their minds. I don't know what they're doing. I can't defend every little stupid thing they do because they make a lot of mistakes. But they have, in their minds, they have to put the right step forward. They have to make the right choices. And they haven't made them, and they're going to continue to make mistakes. But who knows? This VR thing. If you listen to people who've been critiquing the different platforms, so far Sony is the leading. It's the one everyone's talking about. So they have that in their pocket. This could take off. I think it's just a gimmick. But I think it's a mistake. But I get why they're doing it.
Do you think we'll get this result in building the list, or there's going to be some really good game titles? Are you going to
What do you mean?
see some good name titles to be popped up? Like maybe
VR?
Last of Us 2.
Are you talking about like for the VR, or are you just
no,
talking about like
just
building a
just
list?
in general, like Paris had a performance that wasn't that great. Now, when we go to
Right.
building the list, is it going to be better name titles there, or it's going
Well,
to be?
I don't know. I have no idea. Only Sony knows that. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope
Well,
that they. Go ahead,
They
Flair.
just did a poll. Yoshida just did a poll asking
I seen
people,
that.
who do you want on stage for PlayStation experience? Do you want Adam Boyes or do you want Gio Corsi? And 83% voted Adam Boyes. And basically, yeah, I don't think too many people even know who Gio Corsi is.
Well, I mean, would we rather have Gio Corsi up there as SOCOM?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And I
Okay.
accidentally voted because my fat fucking thumb. I accidentally voted for the other.
You fucked it up.
I know. I did. I single-handedly.
Yeah,
just
no.
ruined
Alright.
Arcane.
He wants you up there because he already has us imprinted in his fucking mind from that
Yeah.
tweet
Yeah.
blast.
He
we
knows
did.
who we are.
Oh yeah.
Squid is fun. That's a big phrase.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, let's change the topic here, guys. Let's talk about servers. Last podcast, you guys were talking about, or Celerity. You're more of the man to ask. That's take it away. Let us know in very simple form, please. Just tell the viewers if they were to get up on this server, do they have to pay? Is it going to be easy to use? Do we have to have a computer? Just let everybody know what you're doing for the servers there for SOCOM.
Yeah, well, we have people working on it right now, and they're getting the packets all put together and figured out, and it's going to take a while. It's all I'm going to say. Like, it depends what happens with the whole situation of how long they're working on it per day and how easy it is to figure out which way to arrange everything so it all works. But basically, we're going to be having you sign up through a forum, and you create an account on there with your username and password, and that's basically going to authenticate you on the server. So you don't need anything. That's the only thing you need to do for the PC. This is all planned, of course. This isn't the exact verified way to do it. Like, we may have to find another way to do it, but this is what our plan is right now. So basically, you create your account on the forum, and then when you go back onto PS2, all you have to do is change your IP and your DNAS, and then you log into online, and then you type your username and your password that you put in on the forum, and it should put you right through to the lobbies for the online with everything working.
Now, the servers, are they going to work like how Battlefield servers are? Something like someone was telling me, something like Battlefield servers?
No, it's going to be the exact same as the old servers for SOCOM 2, how they
just
had it
off
set
of
up.
somebody else?
Yeah, it's going to be in somebody's house. Obviously, we're going to have to host it somewhere.
So whoever's hosting, does he have to pay for it, and then we freeloaders can freeload?
Well, on the forum, there'll probably be a donation area where you can donate to the cause to support the server and keep it up.
That's good to know. I didn't know.
You can't make profit off of this. Obviously, that would be a whole different legal situation.
Now, each will there be a server for each individual SOCOM, like SOCOM 1, SOCOM 2, SOCOM 4, or Combined Assault, or is this one server? How does that work?
Each game is unique. Depends. We have capture packets right now for SOCOM 2, We don't have capture packets for any of the other games. So basically, a capture packet is what relays information from the server to the console. So that basically lets us mess with things, mess with the coding to see what does what when we change something. And then
Okay,
we
so
can,
when we talk about playing, as of right now, is going to be particularly for SOCOM 2.
yes, that's what we're working on at the moment because that's what we have resources for. We have the official SDK and everything for that game.
Are there any questions in the chat, Capone?
No, just shout out to everybody who came out actually. But I have a question about Celerity. Now, you were going back and forth with somebody on Twitter about, you being able to manipulate the code. Like, can you actually go into the code and remove some of the stuff, like you said, to improve the FPS? Is that possible?
Yeah, there's a dude on TRS named Harry. He was going through about that. He's the one that put up the X-Link patch for the ranks and the clan tags that he put up on there. But basically, you can patch whatever you want out as long as you have access to the game files and you know exactly what you're doing. You can basically shut the water off on Fishhook, or you can take a few things out, and it would definitely increase the FPS. Turn abandoned and rat's nest to daytime, whatever else, stuff like that. Just minor tweaks, not like overhaul the whole game to something like completely different.
And how do you like? I want to ask BigFry and Ty, how popular do you think if we were to get some of these servers back up? Like, how many people do you think would join us?
Fry, you can go first.
I was gonna say, as long as it's easier than X-Link, if it's literally I can plug, change a couple variables and go, we're gonna have a bunch of people. We're gonna have the community back. But if we have to fuck around, play on
Totally
X-Link,
agree.
go through orbitals and do all this other garbage, then it's not gonna work. Just simple
Is
as
it
that.
like something like how X-Link is, or totally different ballpark?
No, it's the same as when the servers were online. Basically, you just create the account on forum, and then when you go into your network settings, instead of setting the IP to auto, though, you set it to the IP that we're directing you to. It'll be given to you, obviously, on the forum with the DNAS as well, and then you just change that on the system, press save, and you never have to do that again. You can use the same network setting the whole time you log in, and you'll be good.
Oh, so something like how Later Bro is. You schedule it, boom, and it's done. And
Yeah.
it's going to stay. No, I'm just joking.
What about you, Ty? How do you think? How popular will this get if we get these servers
I mean,
up and running?
That's a really good question. I had this. I made a comment the other day. I said PS2 consoles are going to fly off the shelves, and obviously I was joking. I don't think it would. I'm like BigFry. If it's a simple, you do this one time, you make some change, you log in, and you never have to fuck with it again. And there's no extra effort that has to be done in order to get the game. I think it could. I don't think it's going to blow up, but I think it would. You'd get some of your clanmates back. Obviously it wouldn't be like how it used to be, where you had to sit there and refresh for fucking ever just to get into a damn server. It would. But yeah, I think it would be. I don't know, popular, but amongst our tight knit community, not like explosive.
Obviously, we have to do this in a way that Sony's not going to jump on our ass right away about it, because there are still guidelines you have to follow, even if this whole law took effect, right, saying that you can revive old things like old servers. But obviously, they're saying things like as long as the game is like completely unplayable is what what they're talking about. Like, if you can't play single player as well, those are the servers that you can revive. What we're doing, the game already has single player, but what they were saying about the server side stuff was that if you can't access content without the server, like audio visuals in a certain way, like those are like the MMOs are just completely you can't do it. It's illegal. But games like this, the content's already on the disc, so we're figuring that it won't be as big of a deal. And as long as, like, if it does blow up and it goes like really worldwide public, like media gets a hold of it, we might have a problem. But if we keep it under wraps and it's a bit we just have the community, like all the SOCOMers on the forum that sign up and play the game, then I'm pretty sure we'll be okay.
I mean, but if it's law, if it's set into law, what does it matter if people catch on? I don't get that.
The EFF was trying to push to have any server brought back up, but what they were saying, the librarian was saying at the Congress was that basically if the game is completely unplayable, those are the only ones that you can bring up. Like Mercenaries for PS3, you had to connect to it. Like Mercenaries 2, you had to connect to a server to play that game, even on single player. And those are basically the games they're talking about, games that you can't access at all anymore because of server.
So does that mean Confrontation automatically, fits in that category that you can actually revive the servers because it has no single player?
Yeah, Confrontation sort of does. Yeah, I believe so, but it's all like
But wait,
it's really
SOCOM 2
blurry
does
right
it?
now.
SOCOM 2 doesn't? Is that what you trying to say?
SOCOM 2 does not because it has single player. Is what they're saying. They're saying we can have as much fun on single player than we can on multiplayer. Is basically what they're trying to say to us.
Wow.
So
What an
BigFry,
interesting,
what are your thoughts on all that? Do you have any output on that? We'd love to hear it.
I just want SOCOM. Like,
Okay,
I
all
don't
right,
care
I
about
hear
the
ya.
process. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. But like, just give me the
Exactly.
goddamn fucking game. 6 months from now, I'll donate to your server on the low, so you're not making profit and blah blah. And just let me play. Just let me play.
But in
Do
the
you
fishing
want
again.
meantime,
Do you want
we
SOCOM
get
upgrade though? Like,
yes.
Honestly, I would
I'm
literally
already
take.
getting.
I-
Yeah. Okay.
I will take SOCOM 2 as is right now. If I didn't have to play on X-Link all the time, I would take it as is right now.
If it's
I would like an HD
It's true.
remake, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would like all
Yeah.
this cool shit, but I'm willing to take anything right now, but not H-Hour and not SOCOM 4. Like I want a true
well, now
SOCOM game.
wait a minute here.
Oh my fucking God.
Here we go.
All right.
Well,
Since
I
we're on
won't.
the SOCOM topic, let's change it for a second. Celerity, since you're already talking, we got to get you talking about this community, bro. I got a couple of response back. A couple of people have been asking the community, what's going on? Has it moved up? Has it earned its stripes? Is Sony fixed the burps? And then basically we got a bunch of people asking about why isn't there a big saying about the Twitter about what the movement is, because let's stress it, guys. We got 14 days, guys. We have 14 days, and I don't want to see you guys work so hard, and from seeing 14 days, we got to get a lot of tweeters. And what was you were thinking? What, 1,000 to 1,500, Celerity?
I was hoping that would be the number because I know some people would just get on the PS4 community and join or whatever, say what they had to say about SOCOM, and then not really read anything else.
And
They
BigFry,
would
what
just
do you
be-
think? You think 15's a good number?
Yeah, I'm going based off of how many people saw my video. Right
Mhm,
now, it's 1,176. In
I love that.
2 days. So I'm
Because
not
you
saying
can't count these later bro tweets or whatever tweets. We're gonna
we
get that in
can't,
a minute.
yeah,
We're gonna get that in a minute.
we can't control that. We can't see analytics on that. But if you even take 50% of the people that watched it, because maybe they came from Ty's video and saw his before too, we're sitting around. I'm gonna say around 600 people who are doing this right now. Now that might be
Because it's good to hear your voice say that, because I'm stressing, bro. We have only 14 days. The video
Yeah,
came
we
out,
could tell.
and we are like,
Yeah,
bro,
seriously.
trust me. Because listen, check this out, guys. Listen, we need this. We need this happening like tomorrow. You guys
do.
are doing an incredible job. We definitely need everybody on board, especially the SOCOM community on PS4. If they're up there saying, "Oh, I love this game," oh, well, we need to strike somehow. I'll go in there. I don't care. We need to get a hold of them, or make a really simple form tweet with instructions. Don't fucking give them a link, because some people are lazy as fuck and they won't go to the link, or it's stressed. Like, we should just give it to them, let them know what's going on, and see what happens. If it doesn't change the letter. Like, try something else. See if somebody bites on it, because we need, like I said, people like me, you, whoever has the PS4. We need to advertise in that server. in that community wall. Like I seen already 2 BigFry supporters. Shout outs if you're watching. Salute, man. Keep it doing it. Keep going. Everybody,
Like,
we're asking for a rally here. We're asking. You got OSK Army, Big Fry Nation, Abel Green, Capone Nation. You got Javi, New York. You got everybody. We got to do this
feel
because
it.
I'm telling you right now, guys, we need to freaking get that community on board. And if you guys are hearing us, Celerity, you're here right now. If anyone in the chat thinks and agrees, or if you guys want to, get in on board, let us know if we're doing something wrong. It's always good to keep in with the community. Like, go look at it, guys. Do you think if I'm right or if I'm wrong or whatever? Let us know if we're doing something wrong. But this podcast is about that PS4 community, and I can't stress it enough because that community is sitting there at like almost 7,000. We're probably at
We're past
7,000.
7 now. We're past 7,000 now.
And those are every single, like, Celerity. I go there, bro. I see 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 30 to an hour, 2 hours. It's like a pattern. It's like, are these really happening? And I'm like, wow, that's passion right there. So these community people, they need to know about building a Twitter account for the campaign. They might do it, so we got to push that. And if you can help me out, maybe change that head page, because I'm a PlayStation 4. I don't know, have you seen the wall? Would you want to, like, what would you say if you seen that wall? What do you want?
Well, me personally,
I want to hear. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would go right to the damn. If I'm a SOCOM fan, I'm going right to the website, or I'm typing, communicating with others right away. But that's just me. So I don't know how other people feel about
Anyways, we didn't hear what Celerity had to say about the community and stuff. So let's listen to what you have to say. Go ahead, take the floor, man. Let's hear what we can get through that community, man. I'm reaching out to that community.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't want to scare them away. Tell them fucking
every
get 'em
time
on.
that there is something new, I have the links in the message of the day, and then I also say to follow the Facebook and then Twitter, so that you can keep updated with the news as well. So you only can have up to 200 max characters in the message.
Is there a way you can arrange chat rooms?
What do you mean?
Or can you get any of them in a chat room? Any communication with them?
You only can have like 8 people max in a party.
Like, you can make it, yeah. Well, we should make one and see what happens. Like, tweet at me when you're in this party, man. And let's tweet it out. Hey, we're on PS4 community. Come chat. See if we can strike anything. We got 14 days, guys. We need more Twitter push. Fucking, I don't know. Big Fry, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, man, but I know
but I'm like,
I know you're with that community. You want that community on board too,
absolutely.
right?
I want that PS4 community, but I mean,
want it.
How do you want to go about it?
How do I want to go about it? I already went about it. I asked them and I tweeted at them and let them know. And basically, we got maybe one responder to, hey, it worked.
Yeah, no,
that's what we need. We need people to go in there and let them know, hey, this is what's going on. We're on board.
Absolutely.
I wish you could send like a mass message though through the community. That's something
I wish whoever's on PS4 that joins community, I'm part of the community, to advertise. That's what I'm saying.
It's limited though. It's hard for Celerity, dude. It's really limited. Like you said, it only has like 200 characters.
And that system is so far, like, we're working within our limits, right? Now that's what I'm wondering. Like, how do you think, as Running Man, how do you want to go about making it happen? Maybe I missed that part, but like, if you're in the PS4 community, if you're in Celerity's shoes, what would you be doing right now? Like, is that what we're talking about? Or?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
If I was in his shoes, whatever, man. He's got, I don't know how many priorities he's going right now, and I really, we need to do it. I'm telling you, he's doing
do what?
good.
No, I was saying, like,
we need
what do
to
we have
advertise
to do?
this community. Like, we got to get people on board to, like, let them know, hey, this guy's legit loyal. Like, we're on this Twitter campaign too.
Running Man. Hey, I I get what you're saying. We do need to advertise, and I agree. But spamming the living shit.
It's not going to spam because it's going to be different people
if all
letting
you're
them
doing,
know.
hey, look, hey, listen, hang on. If all you're doing is just, SOCOM remastered, and
like that's what I'm
tweeting that
wondering.
stuff
Like,
out and doing that all the time, people are just going to see it as crying wolf.
Like, I'm asking for real. Like, I don't fuck with the community at all. Like on the PS4 community, like I joined it. I don't know how the shit works. I just joined it, because as a number essentially. So what? And it is garbage.
See, at least one of your wall posts would be probably cool. Like.
But like
anybody.
so just post, like, because I know you were talking before the show. We can't post links in there, right? People can't click it. So that's what I'm legitimately asking. Like, what can we do within the limits of that community?
Just go individually one time, at least one time, and let them know.
You know
or
how long it would
know,
take to
Okay,
message
so I have a
7,000
question
people?
about
There's
this.
7,000 people on there.
You can do it every whatever, man.
Okay, so
don't worry.
Is there
Don't
any
worry,
way?
man.
Okay, so I don't know how the link looks, but is that a full link? Like,
Don't worry.
That's the description for the message of the day. That's the description I just typed. And the insert link part, that's where I did the Google link, like the shorten.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna ask you if you had it like that, because that kind of makes it easier. If they can't follow that, it's not very difficult to type that into your search.
Right? No, they can follow it. It's just I'm sure a lot of them did. It's just it's they have to be willing to do it. I mean, we can't do it for them. It's up there.
I put it up there, and then I typed the post in the chat saying follow this link, blah blah blah. It's in the message of the day, and then like how many people see that, or how many people even go to the group after they join, is what I'm wondering as well. Like,
right.
I'm asking for encouraging, like kind of like a wall post. Like, I'm not asking a spam or anything. I'm like, fuck, man, come on, get with the program here, guys. I'm asking like individually, whoever's fucking on board. Yeah, man, like get the community on board.
I mean, Celerity can't. Celerity,
I know.
BigFry, so we can't force these people to do this stuff.
That's what I say. Like, there's stuff we can do. We can go on there. We can post all this shit. Blah blah blah. Join. Yeah, make a Twitter. But if nobody wants to do it, then we're fucked. Like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do. It's up to. That's why, like, people were hitting us up during our last podcast, not this week, but the week before, and they're like, guys, we're putting a lot of faith in you. And I'm thinking, like, you're right. Everyone has a lot of faith in what we're doing here. But at the end of the day, once this thing drops, it's on everybody now.
It's on
and
every
if you guys join the group and you don't keep up, there's nothing we can do about it. If we make the post Celerities on the message of the day, if you guys don't want to click the link, make your Twitter, there's nothing we can do about it.
All right,
and that's the issue.
People know that, because I don't want to be accountable or whatever, because I want to try as much as we can, and ideas are thrown out there. And that's what we need.
Nobody
totally
should be held accountable.
Nobody
should be held accountable for
anything.
anything.
That's why we have this podcast.
That's what I say. Everybody in the community needs to rally, and if they choose not to, that sucks. But there's just nothing we can say to those people.
All right.
It's the same people that don't want to play X-Link.
That explains that. That explains that community. So, all right, let's move on to the next fucking question here.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I want to ask Ty and BigFry. So, we talked about the community. There's only so much we can do. Now, us that are on the PC, like on Twitter, do you want us to just keep tweeting that video out or make videos, possibly like promoting your video? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Do whatever you guys can do. Just the only thing we ask is don't tweet at Yoshida. Don't save that for the day. Yeah. But just share, make a video. Hell yeah, absolutely. Make a video. Send it to the SOCOM Remastered Facebook, the Twitter. We'll retweet everything we can. Just support. A tweet, I would prefer visual content. A tweet is one thing, but if you guys are out there making videos, just all this cool shit, yeah, absolutely. But a lot of people, do the tweet, they retweet, and that's it. And that's fine. That's good. But all the more power to anybody who's out there advertising and doing their thing. The more the merrier, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So I know what I'll be doing this weekend, I guess. Making a video,
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's switch it to the hot topic here. Let's talk about the letter, man. First of all, oh my God, I had goosebumps throughout the whole thing, man.
You guys like that?
Incredible. You guys did
great
an amazing
letter,
job,
dude.
man.
That's great.
I was nervous.
Awesome.
I was nervous. I gotta say, I was talking to Ty
He was.
before the show. I was
Not
like,
gonna lie.
because we had it cooked for like 3 days, ready to go, and I was like, I don't know, man. If these people don't like it, it's such a waste of fucking time. So I was nervous. I was really fucking nervous.
Is it a letter or a
words.
video though? That I never seen a letter like that. It was a
Did you not?
phenomenal
Were you
letter.
not there, Running Man? Were you
Yeah,
not?
I was
no, he saw it.
there.
He saw it. So
It
yeah,
was
so
a
what happened
video
is
slash
it started.
letter, right?
It started as a letter. I wrote it.
Mhm.
We proofread it. We changed some stuff with people in the community. It was a collaboration, and then I realized I was like, we need a way to package this and send this to Yoshida, where he's actually going to look at it. You know, if we send him a wall of text, he'd be like, fuck that shit. But if we can get the visual. You know what I mean? That's why I say visual content over a tweet, right? It's just better because people can see it, they can relate to it, and it grasps them. So it's like a video letter. That's why we went the typography route, so that the words flow in, everything looks fucking crisp and clean. And I'm just fucking hoping that out of the potential thousands of people that are going to be tweeting that day, that he just clicks on the link once.
And if you haven't seen it, you guys,
that's all we
that
need.
letter was fucking. You guys did
You
a
guys
great
have to go
fucking
see
job
it.
on that.
Thank you.
So it's
Thanks.
up now.
Thank you.
You have it up because I had a couple people requesting.
no, it's on
to
his
look at
podcast.
It's on the podcast, but the video is not going live until probably about 15 minutes before those tweets go out. So
you're not worried of anybody copywriting it and fucking doing something stupid, whatever. I would,
No.
That's
If
the whole
so,
point
honestly,
of holding back.
If someone
What's
did
that?
that, they'd probably be shunned by the SOCOM community. for the rest
That's
of
what I
their
say.
lives.
I like.
Well,
I'm
you
worried
do
about
have
the
the H-hour fans out there,
Absolutely.
and that's what I wanted to touch up. Before I touch up on that, let's talk about how we get later, bro. You guys were talking about that system, right? Where you just feature tweet, you simply log on, or it's a website. Quick question though. If somebody else has a different kind of feature tweet system, can they still work with it? Can they still schedule that tweet and it will
Yeah,
be fine?
absolutely,
Later, bro.
absolutely.
All
we,
right,
we
all
tried.
Just
We
use
tried.
later, bro.
Yeah, like if you guys are unsure of anything, just use later, bro. We tried out something called future tweets, and me and Ty were doing tests, and we couldn't get it to go. That one didn't
All right.
work. We tested it, and then we were
Well-
like, "Okay, fuck this! I'm not letting this ruin it." On the day of, so we went with later, bro, because it worked, right? So that's we stuck with that system. But if you guys have another one, it's not an issue, just as long as the time zone's right, as long as the time's set up right.
And what are you looking at? What time zone you're looking at? You're looking at what? November
We're-
12th, 1900,
November 12th
7
at
p.m.
7 p.m. Eastern. And what we're thinking is that converts to around 10 or 11, because I know there's a time change coming up here. I can't remember when, but it's going to be in the morning on the 13th in Tokyo, right?
Friday
So,
the 13th.
bam. Friday the 13th.
So-
Friday the
It's an
13th.
Easy day to remember.
So
Yeah.
14 days crunch time, land a
Absolutely.
lot of tweets. Were basically I'm looking for the community PS4. I don't know if you guys agree, but we need somebody else to like at least one or two. And I already seen it, and I think we need maybe another person to be like, hey man, there's something going on, just to look what the potential is like. It's only 14 days, so I'm sure one more or two more. It's not spam or whatever, whoever is doing it. I did my part, so somebody else can do theirs. But definitely, we got to do that. We got to get later, bro. Is very simple, right? It's you just go to the browser and put it. Do you encourage to bookmark it? So if you got to like, do you?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, it's not a necessity, but if you have a
Like, yeah,
Twitter
you
account,
just-
it's like 30 seconds. Like, it's literally 30 seconds out of your day.
Exactly.
You're only gonna go.
He's
to
got a
it once.
video out. Just put the video in the link. He's got a really good instructions video. It's not,
Yeah.
you know,
If everybody
I think so.
retweets those videos, then it would get around a lot
yeah.
faster.
Everybody's got to follow the instructions on the video, and then we're good.
No, and that's exactly it. Ty put out one as well, and like, and there were people that were confused because I know what they did. They skipped past in the video, and then they hit me up. They're like, "Yo, why is this happening?" It's just like you didn't fucking watch the video, bro. But I get that. Some people they just skip to what they thought was the important part. But seriously, if you're gonna fucking watch the videos, watch the entire
the whole thing.
video because
Watch it.
everything.
Don't
Don't skip a step because now you just wasted an opportunity for yourself to be a part of it, right?
And you see that sometimes you see people who to show support. I'm I'm victim of this. I've done this where you just like the video without actually watching it and thinking that you're spreading the support. Actually go and watch it. Actually go and
Looking what you're into, getting into that, right?
Because like I
Right,
said,
yeah.
watching the video, I think Ty's was 4 minutes, mine was 7, and then actually setting it up is like 30 seconds because I like to talk. I like to talk, right? I like to get people excited at the beginning, you know, like fucking this is it, like fucking Braveheart.
Well, everybody's preaching the same tune. Like we're both saying the same sim. Like we're singing together, guys. Like fuck. Yeah, man. Guys, let's touch up on the H-Hour community for 1 second. I don't understand what their problem is with SOCOM. Why don't they jump on a board and they'll see the real feel, the real mechanics. It's like fucking Flappy Bird. You know, we're the Flappy Bird, right? Like we've been down, right? They took us
and they're
down.
the Miley. They're the Miley
Exactly.
ripoff app.
Exactly. So
I want to touch on that, but I'll let everybody else go first.
So basically, what we have against them, it's the tweets that been acknowledged by third party PlayStation Geo Corsi. Shout outs for creating that to happen because we can't feed off of that. Building the list. 20 years of play, 20 anniversary. You got National Game Day. We got David Troy Sears saying, I love SOCOM. So what do you got, H-Hour? Listen, come test. If you guys have any problems, we will tell you what the problem is, okay? We are the veterans of the game, and get that right, because when we play and see or whatever, and I see a stream or whatever going on, I'm going to speak my mind. And the HR, not so good, man. It's like patch after patch after patch. Shout outs to the Russ, poor guy. He's being over there, but they're a small industry, whatever you want to call them, studio. Tom definitely is out of the closet. You can definitely see how, definitely what he's up to. Like he's been hiding in the closet all his.
I thought you were about to make a gay joke.
Yeah.
No,
I ain't going. I was like, I'm not going there, man.
Hey,
but anyway,
everybody's like, hold
take it
up,
from
don't
here,
do it.
guys. Take it from here. What do you guys
silly
think? What? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
About
That
Russ
wasn't.
coming out of the closet?
I take it back. Whatever. But anyways, just go off of that. What do you guys think? We got a lot of ammo to throw at them, and here they are, not even jumping aboard. Like, what do you guys think?
Hold on. What I want to say is the HR community. At the end of the day, what can they really do to bring us down? We're getting acknowledged. We won the poll. Like, what do they have to do? Their game is dying.
Oh, I never even said the
what I
poll
mean?
too. That's like 6 things hot.
You trying to get down?
Here's how it is. When H-Hour hit Kickstarter, the SOCOM community was literally at a standstill, right? Everybody was at a low point. So everybody latched onto H-Hour as the final, the savior. This is it. This is the last fucking go at
I want
a
to get into
SOCOM
that
game,
too.
right?
Yeah.
No, and this is how it is. So those people that are still over there are literally clinging at anything SOCOM, and they see us, and we don't have something physical, so they think that it's nothing, and that's fine. But have fun in 6 months when your studio closes its doors, and you guys don't have a game, because then what's going to happen? Are you guys going to try and assimilate back after all the shit talk that I've read over the last 2-3 weeks on your forums over this push that we're doing?
And that's the one thing, Fry, I want to touch up about your letter. If we don't even get acknowledged right now, and you're saying we have a next campaign, I'll look forward to that. We have something to leave off on a good note. We didn't screw up. Sony did, or this is what happened, and we leave it off on a good foot. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out. I didn't.
I was gonna say I remember everybody who says anything about SOCOM. You know what I mean? I remember everybody.
He does.
I might get your name wrong. Shout out to BB Lakers. What's up, buddy? I might get your name wrong, but I remember you. So all those people on the forums who were talking shit, saying they don't believe in us, blah 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 blah. Who else? I remember. It's like I got your name just in the back of my head. So when your game fails and you try to come back and try to support our movement, well, I'm fucking all right here. Let's dish out some fucking. Where were you? Where were you? Where were you 6 months ago when we were in the fucking trenches?
Oh, I can't
that's where
wait
we
to
are
be
right
like
now.
that.
You know what I mean? Like
Actually,
go ahead, Celerity.
I had a Steam message today. I'm not going to name any names, but basically the dude that locked my thread and gave me a suspension on H-Hour came in and was like, good shit on what you're doing with the SOCOM Remastered community, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I just want to throw that in. Also, about what you're saying about the Kickstarter, about how they use SOCOM and David Sears and that. Okay, so they had David Sears, and they were saying this was a spiritual successor to SOCOM. If you go to their page now, they say nothing about SOCOM, nothing about David Sears, and they haven't said one word on Twitter supporting the SOCOM Remastered movement at all. So if you're so into SOCOM, then why, like, what?
Because if Sony comes out on PlayStation Experience, I'm not saying they're going to, but if they did, and they were like, we see the SOCOM community, we got something in the works. H-Hour is fucking done, man. Yep. They're done. Because if we know that we have a SOCOM Remastered coming out the way, or a new SOCOM that might potentially be something, H-Hour is done. And I can't. I mean, I can't wait.
Can I say something on the H-Hour thing real quick? If they're trolling, and me and Fry and Celerity, we talked about this on Fry's podcast Wednesday night. If they are trolling and they're firing shots at us, I just say keep moving on, and who fucking cares? I'm really tired of talking about H-Hour, to be honest. I mean, I get we all take fucking tags at them all the time, and it's funny. I don't mind that, but when we want to sit here and dwell on the shit that they say, who fucking cares? And like Fry said, we'll remember who they are.
We'll
know who they are. Hang on. Let me finish,
okay,
buddy.
Go ahead.
If you see them trolling, just know there's shit's about, those doors are about to shut. H-Hour's not going to be around. I'm talking like realistically. There's nothing but a grain of salt holding that place up. And if SOCOM makes it to the PS4, we all know what's going to happen. And I think it is what it is. They know it. We know it. Just move on. And I've told Fry this, I'm not going to spend the energy that I have. I'm already putting into this project to fucking deal with them. I don't care. Let them troll. Let them do their thing. They know the truth. We know it.
Yeah.
Let's do our thing. Let's
brother.
support the SOCOM Remastered movement, and let's do our thing. Now, a friendly little jab here and there, like we sometimes do on our podcast. Okay, that's acceptable. But
sometimes
they take the route those guys take. I've seen it. I've seen the shit they say to Celerity and to Fry and to myself. I see it, and I just say fuck them. They know what's coming.
No, it just seems like Ty, Zilla there. You're just tired of speaking the truth, sticking up for yourself. So you're just the shut off system. Leave them out of it. Like just
I'm
get
not.
on with
I'm
your,
not as.
like
No.
it's you're supporting.
Fry has had Fry and Celerity have seen it worse than I have, because I already got to deal with. I cover football, and I've said this before. I'm a Razorback fan. We fucking suck. I already got to deal with those assholes in the SEC and college football.
Juvie, what do you think, bro?
I do not want to fucking deal with it on the H-Hour side, and I don't have the energy, man. I got a wife and 2 kids, and trying to do my thing. I don't want to spend my energy on them. I'm tired of it. But Fry and Celerity have seen it a lot worse than I have.
All right. Juvie, what do you think? Do you think we got enough ammo to stick up for ourselves and stuff like that? What do you think?
About half hour? I don't even think that's like. I think that's a joke, man. I think these guys already like
crazy.
They took all their support from them, which is us.
No, think about that. We literally have nothing.
Said,
we have nothing, and SOF is irrelevant to us. That's fucking crazy, right?
Remember, they did say sorry to our community, right? The community, we're sorry. Tweet,
yeah.
All right,
I demanded an apology in my thread that I posted on South Studios.
Oh shit! All right, guys, you're not gonna get that. By the way, guys, thank you guys for all being here. Big shout outs to BigFry and the whole podcast, Fry Nation, Tyzilla83, everybody. The links will be down. Capone, shout outs to Juvie. Guys, I have another question. Do you guys have 2 more podcasts for SOCOM Remaster? Since there's 14 days left of crunch time for this tweet, are you guys going to be doing anything? Are you planned for? There are 2 more Wednesdays before the tweet.
Yeah, Digital Fire is always here. It's it's a shooter podcast, but when something SOCOM related comes up, it always takes precedent.
Yep.
So if there's nothing going on with the SOCOM remastered or whatever, there's always a podcast there. So if you guys are looking to get caught up, make sure that you catch it, because if something is happening, we always talk about it. So, and you guys do as well, right? So if there's no SOCOM, we're talking about, you know, other shit that we're playing until something pops up SOCOM related. So yeah, we're always there.
All right. Well,
I got a question for Fry and Tyzilla. I know you guys said like this is the last push for this year, and so my question is more for like next year. If let's say nothing happens this year, is
Knock
are you
on
guys
wood.
planning anything for next year, or that's anything in the works, or you don't know yet?
I'm gonna put it as a we don't know yet. There will be something. We are continuing, but
it's gonna be play by
yeah,
ear. Is what it's gonna be.
we got to wait and see what goes on here.
It's
if we see
basically
nothing
play
on the
by ear
5th,
what they tweet, right?
Exactly.
You're waiting on
if
what they say, and then we attack
There
what
could
they
be
say.
something
Yeah, you're just
coming in
basically
November.
waiting for what they say, and then we attack. Yeah, all right. Well, we'll play it by ear, guys. Really, thank you for coming on, man. It's really good to hear your voice and you know, the recap of the letter, everything. Guys, Javi, you want to say anything else? Let these guys know your opinion and of them being around.
Man, thanks
yeah,
for
I
coming
want
on.
to say,
you know,
yeah, thank you guys for you guys did a really good job on that letter, man. Like, I can't stress that enough. The letter, you know, left
It was
me
awesome.
alone, you know. So
thanks, man. Appreciate
it. Had
thank you
me.
guys for that.
It had my hairs raising.
Well, that's the thing. When we were editing it, we finally saw the final product. Ty was just like, it just got sent chills down my spine, and we were wondering, like, is that just because we worked on it, or what is the community gonna think? So we're just super fucking pumped that people enjoy it.
Yeah, it's our like we were thinking we worked on this, or they're gonna have like the joy or whatever you want to call it, the thrill that we got out of doing it. Don't get me wrong, it was a lot of hours into that bitch, but
I like the fact that you guys used 2 voices, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it could have been a third, but whatever.
We were actually planning on getting
perfect.
a bunch of people, but we're kind of on a crunch time, right?
Yeah.
You know what
crunch time and
in order
trying to get the timing
organize
down,
that.
too.
Fuck, there's no way we could have done it.
Quick question for Tyzilla before you go. I want to know, how did you know about the campaign? Were you first to know? I want to know who, out of you two, Fry, Celerity, out of me, Capone, everybody in here, who was the first one to see the video? I seen yours. I heard the acknowledgement from Damon Fire. Shout outs to my buddy Damon Fire. He told me all this, you know, SOCOM H hour. That's how I met BigFry. And then from there, I seen a video from, you know, Tyzilla, and then bang, it was in the works. Everybody was feeding off of it like wildfire. So Tyzilla, let me know. Do you know any like, were you notified before anybody, or what was that? Because I seen your video first.
Ty helped me make the fucking letter. Like,
no, not the letter. I'm saying like the YouTube. You had your first SOCOM remaster, letting everybody know about this movement.
Right.
Was
Are
that
you asking
like
when did I
the first video you ever made?
Yeah, when did you find out about the push?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, me and I'd been on Fry's podcast with Abel Green and Buck for a while, and then Fry brought it to our attention. Actually, it started with a tweet from Fry, if I remember, about building the list. And I don't remember how all it came about, but we'd already been doing our podcast before, and Fry hit me up on Skype, and he's like, "We got to start. Like, we got to make this push." So we just started, making videos and getting them put out. And when it came to this video, Fry and I had already talked about the quote unquote the infamous instructions video, whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
Fry and I had already kind of talked about, we got to get these out at this date. This is the time. We timed them. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if there's some sort of, I don't know if it's like a time delay or what, but my video did hit. I think my video hit, or maybe Fry's hit first. I can't remember, but it was like a 2-minute difference. I noticed that on Twitter, and it seemed like more people saw mine first. But yet, if you look at Fry's views, he's got a shit ton more views. So I don't know I don't know how that correlated in terms of why mine was first and his was, because we timed
All
it at the
right,
same
there's
time.
the answer, because I thought that's what I thought. I was like, oh fuck, this guy, how did he, advance the Fry Nation, the
Yeah,
Big Fry?
Fry
I
and
was like, no way. And then there you go.
Fry and
There's
I
the
had
answer.
already we had discussed the time, so
All right, man.
we
We're at
should
the end.
schedule.
We're at the end here of this podcast. Thank you, Big Fry, Tyzilla, Celerity, all you guys for coming out.
Thanks,
Really
man.
means
Hit
a
them
Yeah.
up
lot.
on their Twitter and
Yeah, I have all your
I
guys'
just got
info up there.
a few something. I was gonna say I did a fun poll here
Oh
that
yeah,
lasted
yeah.
a day on Twitter, and there was 44 people who voted. But basically, I asked, will we see a SOCOM title in the next 3 years, like released, not announced, obviously. I would think the announcement would be before 3 years, hopefully, or else a lot of people would be. But basically, 86% said yes and 14% said no. So hopefully, we see something
Yeah.
within that time frame. Also, I wanted to say there was a post like when we start posted about the building the list campaign. It started on June 18th
Mhm.
because I have an article on the realsocom.com about it, and Big Fry and I were both posting in here.
2015.
Yeah, this year.
Okay,
The
just
building
to
the
get
list.
that out there, get that date out there.
The building the list has been around for about 2 or 3 years now, but our push for SOCOM has started basically in June, and we've been doing it nonstop since then. And this year's been really big for us in regards to the SOCOM community.
All right, so we want to say to everybody watching, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, all the links will be in the description. Tweet about this letter, send them to Big Fry's YouTube channel to watch that video. And yeah, man, we'll see you guys hopefully next week. Once again, thank you guys for coming out. And yeah, happy Halloween. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please be sure to leave a like and comment below. And also go over and subscribe to BigFryTV's channel by clicking that annotation to the left. And also Tyzilla's channel by clicking the annotation to the right. Subscribe to them, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.